Hiya, and welcome back to Journal. The game that teaches us that... Oh, okay. The game that teaches... I cannot think of anything. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Day 4, August 27th. I woke up feeling tired today, the feeling of fatigue depressing me throughout the morning. I don't know why, but I had one of the shittiest nights of sleep yesterday. I kept waking up in the middle of the night, haunted by nightmares from past events. This is not a rare occurrence, and when it eventually happens, it's impossible for me to do anything, including sleep. My mind just freezes. And last night was no different. As a result, I felt like a zombie for the entirety of first period, drifting in and out of consciousness. I know Dick saw me, but he didn't care enough to say anything and left me to sleep. And well, knowing that the teacher couldn't care less that I slept through his class, my mind relaxed and I completely passed out, only to be woken up by the period change. After the bell rang, I finally managed to wake up, feeling ever so slightly better. I mean, my muscles felt like they were gonna give out if I put the minimum amount of force into them, but at least I could keep my eyes open. Which makes me wonder, how the fuck did I manage to get to school today without getting ran over by a car? Hello there, Sleeping Beauty. Were you able to catch some Z? I couldn't help the yawn that escaped me. Amy's smirk intensified. What happened to you? You look like shit. Thanks, Amy. I rubbed my temples, my mind not really appreciating the girl's loud and shrieky voice. God, my head is killing me. What time is it? The bell just ringed? Amy coughed to hide some of the embarrassment that creeped onto her face at not knowing basic grammar. It should be like 8:40. Nonetheless, she shook the embarrassment off and started reaching into her bra, where she started to pull on something. I was too tired to look away or question her behavior. After some tugs, she pulled her phone out. As of right now, it's exactly 8:41. Why? Well, there's this thing called time. I'm sure you've heard of it. As time passes, without letting her continue on her rambling, I started doing the same motion as she did now, reaching into my chest and pulling something from it. She understood almost immediately. Oh, well, skirts don't exactly have pockets, and having it in my backpack isn't practical enough, so I just put it in my bra. She shrugged nonchalantly. I sighed loudly, hoping that it would make the girl self-conscious or at least make her think about how weird it is to have a phone in your boobs. Unsurprisingly, she didn't seem bothered. Suddenly, Amy stood up from her chair, then nodded toward the hall, signaling me to follow her. I fought a groan as the girl walked away. I saw some people listening in. I know you're tired, but I just didn't want them to overhear. I don't think they care. And that's what they make you think. This is high school, Lucas. Hello, hiya. Everyone is looking to get some dirt on you. They could just lie, though. I really don't think we're that special for them to listen to our rambling. Just trust me on this one. It doesn't hurt to take precautions. Okay. I shrugged. Also, I thought that standing for a bit might help you in waking up. She showed me a toothy grin. I couldn't help but smile back at her. Thanks, Amy. Of course. Anyways, you look like a bus ran over you. Multiple times. At full speed. Are you really okay? Yeah, I often have some difficulty falling asleep. It doesn't happen that often, though, maybe like once or twice a month. I saw her eyes peel in surprise. It's nothing you should worry about, though. I'm already seeing a specialist. Who wouldn't prescribe me pills since I just had these episodes every once in a while. So he just told me to not drink coffee after breakfast and to shower before sleeping. Of course, it didn't help me at all. But Mom doesn't need to know that. I stretched my arms and legs to try to get my blood pumping. The action failed as it made me feel dizzy and even more drained than before. I may have to go get some coffee soon. I don't know if I'm strong enough to take whatever class we have right now without it. Ugh, I'm pretty sure we have pre-calc next. Oh, that's not too bad. Are you kidding me? She threw her hands in the air to emphasize. We're not even a week in, and I already feel left behind. Also, Dick ignores me every time I raise my hand. Oh yeah, he told us that we can only ask one question per class since answering stupid questions is a waste of time. Well, if it makes you feel any better, remember that Dick is a dick. Heh, I said dick twice. But you do know we've only gone over the subjects from previous courses, right? Oh. Oh, indeed, my friend. Well, since we still have like 5 minutes to go get you a coffee if you want. Sure. Just as I opened my mouth, the bell rang. Fuck. I opened the classroom door. After you. Thanks, I guess. The period went on pretty quickly. It was actually a fun class. Dick was super clear, and having to use my brain helped me wake up. On the other hand, when I turned to look at Amy, she looked appalled. And even though I slept through most of first period, I can confidently say that was the only hiccup of the day. The rest of the classes were all interesting and thoroughly explained. Though it may have been the coffee that I drank after math class that's making me all hyperactive. I've never been the best at handling caffeine. Anyways, I don't think I'm being hyper. I just think that the subjects were all pretty simple and easy to grasp. Especially US history. I tend to struggle quite a bit in remembering all of the names and dates, but thankfully today proved no challenge for my caffeined mind. Nice. And before I even knew it, the final bell of the day rang and students started filling the halls, sound nullifying Dick's lecture, who seemed as eager as us to get out of the classroom. Lucas, I'm heading off to my club. See you tomorrow. Before I could even muster an answer, she bolted out of the classroom. That was something. Well, there's no use staying here now that she's gone. As soon as I walked out of the room, I saw a group of jocks talking near some lockers, all wearing stereotypical varsity jackets. Hiya. I'll never admit it out loud, but deep down there's a part of me that wishes to be like them. But then again, I don't need a varsity jacket nor fake friends. I have Amy now. Kinda want to invite her to the movies or something to hang out, but I don't know if she'll take it as me flirting or me just being a friend wanting to hang out. I could take her to the mall. I have a feeling she'd like that. That sounds like a good idea, or that sounds like a bad idea. I can tell her today. Start making proper plans for the weekend. Speaking of which, I can't believe the week's almost over. Now I only have today and tomorrow to try other clubs before having to settle for one. Then again, I don't think... Someone lightly bumped into me from behind. It was a really light collision, so it shouldn't have made me falter. But since I was using most of my brain power to look cool and walk steadily, it made me stumble a bit. After I caught my balance, I turned back, watching some popular guys I hadn't seen before snicker from some lockers, while the guy in front of me blushed. Hi, Lucas. Oh, Lamb, you surprised me. How can I help you? I flashed him a smile, one that he returned anxiously. Oh, nothing. It's just that I wanted to talk to you now that you are part of the team. His friends laughed once again. Lamb shot them a look, and they finally walked off. They're such a pain in the ass. He rolled his eyes with a smirk. Anyways, I was meaning to talk to you yesterday, but I forgot to ask for your number. Oh no, totally. I was wondering if you'd like to grab a bite this weekend? Oh, Derrek mentioned something like that. Something like a team tradition, right? Where the new guy has to invite dinner to the rest of the team, if I'm not mistaken. He told me we'd go tomorrow after practice. Lamb frowned, but it went as fast as it came. We don't have practice on Mondays or Fridays. Well, except for this week, since it's an exception for the tryouts. We also have a homecoming party tomorrow, so I don't know if there will be practice. He must have noticed the questioning look on my face. The first Friday of the school year, everyone on sports club is invited to a homecoming party. It's held by one of the rich kids from the football group. It gets a bit too wild for me, so I don't know if I'll go. Oh. I'm surprised Derrek didn't tell you. He really gets a turn on for these kinds of things. Don't hold it against him. He is a very forgetful person. I caught a very slight tone of annoyance when he mentioned the canine. Now that I think about it, he doesn't strike me as Derrek's biggest fan. Well, parties are also not really my cup of tea, to be honest. But I'll probably go if the whole team is going. Lamb smiled like that, an innocent beam that showed his pearly fangs perfectly. They were surprisingly intimidating. Anyways, practice should be starting soon, right? It's best if we get going. I'll catch up with you. I have to go to the bathroom. Right. See you in a bit. Of course. Lamb nodded and walked down the stairs to enter the first floor. I went to the bathroom as I processed Lamb's words. A party that I'm invited to? That's a first. Well, where am I going today? Do I go to the club from yesterday or try a new one? Which one? I guess it's decided then. I'll go to the basketball team once again. I arrived at the gym entrance where I saw the same 3 guys from the previous day standing near the hoop, on the border of the bleachers. Adam was talking with a smile on his face while both Lamb and Derrek were staring at him with questioning looks. Dude, I'm telling you, tomorrow's party is going to be so big. The guy not only has a pool, but also a jacuzzi. And with the shit going on in the news, I don't think it's going to get that stacked. You said the exact same thing last year. Need I remind you how that went? No, you don't. He frowned, disgusted. Don't be so picky, there's free booze. What else could you want? As I kept talking, I started walking toward the very edge of the bleachers, where there was a free space for me to sit, right beside Lamb. All 3 males noticed me, giving me a tiny wave without halting their conversation. I just hope that it's a seniors only party. I fucking hate freshmen's. Let them be. You were freshmen once too. Derrek and Adam started debating about how lame freshmen's were, while Lamb scooted over closer to me. You excited for tomorrow? Not particularly, if I'm being honest. Me neither. His smile widened. Still, we kinda have to go and make an appearance with the rest of the teams. He sighed. It's kind of a pain in the butt, since both Adam and Derrek are really social, they tend to divert the attention away from me. He shrugged his shoulders. If I end up going, I'll stick near you then. I don't exactly handle crowds really well. Lamb bashfully looked away. If you want, we can go, hang around a little, if it gets too boring, we could dip. I mean, I know I don't want to be there all night long. As soon as some people see me there, I'm bailing the fuck out. I snorted. Sounds like a solid plan. Well, let's say we dip. Where would we go? Lamb side-hugged me, huddling his face close to mine. We'd go to a 24/7 burger place. He broke the hug with a confident smile, as if he had just revealed the biggest, coolest secret on Earth. Classy. You know it. We turned to look at the pair, subconsciously pulling more space between us. I chuckled when I saw Lamb tense up. We interrupting something? Adam had a cocky smile on his face. When I looked over to Lamb's embarrassed face, I decided to take the initiative. Not really, he was just telling me about a burger place. I saw Lamb squint his eyes, wincing just as Adam's smile grew. Oh, really now? He was talking about Benny's. He elbowed Derrek with a shit-eating grin, while the cannon was staring at us with a small smile on his face. The smile looked a bit forced, though. Alright, you can make plans for going to Benny's later. For now, we have training to do. You get any news from Viv? Yep, she messaged me in the morning. She can't be with us today, so I'll take over. Did she know? What could I gain from lying? Adam raised his hands defensively. Anyways, I thought we could go to the park near the front gate to practice. Adam and Lamb tried to hide their grimaces. God, you're all so cheery. He rolled his eyes. Dude, every time we go, people end up staring at us. I don't want to. I second that motion. Adam and Lamb turned to me expectantly. At the same time, Derrek looked at me with puppy eyes, begging me to support his idea. Which one? Oh my god, thank you for the follow. Derrek's puppy face was enough to make me feel inclined to choose him. Also, going to the park, that doesn't sound bad at all. Sorry, but I think I'm with Derrek on this one. Why not go to the park? It sounds fun enough. The tigers groaned. That means we're tied in votes. Yeah, you're the captain, so your vote counts for like 5 people. Adam frowned. Huh, so you do learn. Lamb, noticing Derrek's slightly aggressive response, frowned as well. Honestly, I don't even know. While Derrek doesn't exactly look pissed, he's giving off a vibe of passive aggressiveness. Grab your things, we're going to the park. No, I'm probably looking too into it. He doesn't strike me as someone that petty. Adam scoffed once more just before forcing a tiny smile on his face. It's impossible to win against you. With that, Adam and Lamb went to the other side of the bleachers, where their backpacks were, leaving me alone with Derrek. Derrek reached for his backpack, grabbing it with one quick swoop. Ready to go? He glanced at the backpack hanging on my shoulders. Sir, yes, sir. He blushed slightly. Alright, let's get going. What about them? Adam and Lamb were both looking at their phones on the other side of the gym. Derrek shook his head with a small smirk on his face. They're going to stall for like 10 more minutes. Let's just get going so we don't lose any more time. I glanced at the bleachers once more. The Tigers were looking at their phones with disinterested faces. Alright then, let's get going. Derrek led me out of the gym. The walk to the park was filled with comfortable small talk. But I still felt like Derrek was a bit pissed with the Tigers' behavior. Still, it was barely noticeable, so I decided to not push the subject. Soon enough, we were at a beautiful park, one filled with trees and many different types of birds. It felt nice. So, you mentioned the other day that you practiced other sports, right? I don't know. What made you choose basketball? Well, I don't exactly know, to be honest. The sport itself is not the most complex thing in the world if you really think about it. But I felt like I was meant to play basketball. It feels right. Derrek bashfully looked away. I've always loved team sports too. Love feeling like a part of something. I like to depend on people, and for them to depend on me as we push ourselves forward. You can't win a game alone, you can't lose a game by yourself either. It's a nice concept if you really think about it. He shrugged his shoulders. What about you? What made you join the club? You made me, or the sport is fun? Yeah. I'm gonna save, though. To be honest, I kinda joined the club because you were pretty kind to me on Monday. Derrek looked at me with a surprised smile as his cheeks reddened. Yep, he kept quiet, giving me the space to continue. I kinda have this really embarrassing goal, and when I saw you, I thought I could accomplish that goal, you know? It was now time for my cheeks to taint up. Way to sound cool. Oh, hiya. Welcome. What sort of goal are you talking about? Oh, it's, not really something I share a lot. Why would I share with anyone that I haven't been friends for almost 2 years? Ah, come on, you said I was the reason. Now you gotta tell me. He side-hugged me. I promise I won't judge that much. He winked playfully. It's just that I haven't had that many friends in quite some time now, and I thought you were cool. Aw, bro, thank you. Well, Lamb and Adam seem to like you as well, so you can count on us 3. Speaking of, I'm surprised at how much you're hitting it off with Lamb. Well, what makes you say that? I guess you wouldn't know, but Lamb is pretty introverted. He usually takes way more time to warm up with someone. And not only that, but he was all smiley and charming with you. He smirked. It's good to see him get out of his shell. He scratched his nape. I mean, it's not that I want to discredit your awesomeness, but didn't he mention that he was friends with your brother or something? Oh, yeah, he told me that he met him at a party or something like that. Damn, who would have guessed that Lamb had more than 3 friends? He barked out a laugh. Well, if your brother is like you, then I can imagine why they got along. Derrek bumped his shoulders into mine lightly. Oh no, I'm nothing like that guy. Thank fucking God, by the way. What's with that expression? Oh, nothing, it's just that we're actually kind of complete opposites now that I think about it. He has a really short fuse, he's pretty blunt, and knows how to charm his way out of almost everything. While I'd consider myself kind of a kind person, I don't manipulate people to get what I want, and I keep people's feelings in mind when I want to say something. A scoff escaped me. The guy was a fucking asshole. There was this one time on Valentine's Day where he burned the only letter he got to a crisp right in front of the girl. Poor girl looked ready to cry her eyes out. Wait, really? That's not even the worst one. God, where do I start? First of all, he vandalized the entrance of a graveyard. Because the guard was mean to us when we went to Dad's grave. He stole money from a freshman because he forgot to bring his lunch with him. Though I did force him to give it back the next day. He always ate the vanilla and the Neapolitan ice cream even though he knew it was my favorite. He wasn't even an asshole, he was just petty. I let myself ramble passionately about a subject that is completely impossible for me to bring out at home. Derrek gave me an occasional comment here and there, giving small smiles and laughs as encouragement as I let myself loose. It was incredibly refreshing to let those thoughts finally escape my mind. I didn't feel the need to replay them over and over in my head anymore. I felt ready to let go. Ready to let go. Huh. Who could have seen that coming? Today's such a beautiful day. Derrek snickered. Indeed it is. Derrek took his phone out of his pocket, dialed something on it before putting it on his ear. Yo. When are you coming? We've been running circles around the park for like 20 minutes. Heard Adam's voice but was unable to make out the words due to the sound quality of the phone. Be here in 5, I'm telling Viv. Derrek finished the call and placed his state-of-the-art phone in his pocket. Huh, I think that was the latest Pear phone in the market. Yeah, we're playing as Lucas. Now that I think about it, his clothes are all from pretty fancy brands, even though his clothes are for exercising. The fabric on his shirt looked smooth as it hugged his muscles in a way that made them pop out once more. His shorts have the logo of the SIG brand. And his wristband, well, that looks completely average, to be honest. Am I interrupting something? He noticed my staring, but decided to remark on it mockingly rather than disgustingly. Just lost in thoughts. You just happened to be on the way. What a coincidence you decided to doze off right when you were looking at my abs. Don't flatter yourself. I stuck out my tongue. There they are. I heard Adam's voice from behind us. They quickly caught up to us, walking by our side. What took so long? Nothing important. Adam snickered. Well, it doesn't matter. You're here now. We can finally start the workout. Adam groaned while Lamb just looked defeated. Let's just do some laps, then we start our drills. Sounds good? I probably should have insisted on staying at the gym now that I think about it. Dude, I'm starting to think it was not the greatest idea to join this team. Tell me about it. We were currently laying under a tree, the only place I was hidden from the sun. God, man, why is Derrek so adamant to keep training until we can't feel our legs? Pun intended, by the way. Shut up. I think I'm going to go for an extra set. Derrek shouted from the floor, where he had been holding a plank for the last 5 minutes. This guy's not real. How does he have such good stamina? Lamb, remember what I told you the other day about Derrek not getting tired and me feeling pretty angry about it? Lamb chuckled. Is it happening again? Yup. I'm pretty sure he must have ADHD or a superpower to make him so zestful. You know I can still hear you, right? How is your voice not trembling? How is your body not trembling? Derrek laughed. Hiya. How can he laugh? Dude, like, okay, sure. You're kind of annoying sometimes, and by sometimes, I mean often. Adam struggled to talk as he laid face down to the floor, making it hard for the rest of us to understand. It's actually making me hate you just watching you just fuck you. Lamb and I chuckled as Adam decided to turn around and cuddle a log. That's not a nice thing to say. You still being with energy is not nice. He shouted with his eyes closed. Holding a plank is not that hard. Most of it is just learning how to breathe properly. Since talking takes effort, don't ask me anything until the alarm I set goes off, okay? How much longer will you be holding the plank? Like 10 minutes or something like that. No comment. Adam, I forgot to tell you earlier, but my brother is picking me up so you don't have to drive me today. After maybe 5 seconds, I used the last of my strength to propel myself upwards. Now instead of laying in the grass, I was seated, leaning against the tree. You walked into Derrek being impossibly energetic. With better vision, I was able to see that my suspicion was correct, and Adam had passed out, taking a nap like 3 inches away from Lamb. Lamb, who also questioned the silence of the typically loud male, scooted closer to me so the male could rest. How long was our training today? Lamb reached into Adam's phone, grabbing his phone, and saw what was displaying on it just before putting it back. Guess he also left his phone in his backpack. Almost 3.5 hours. Wow, no wonder he's like that. I pointed to the sleeping male. It's his fault. He didn't exercise at all on summer break, so his condition is his cheeks. Shouldn't we take him to the infirmary or something? The school nurse leaves at 3, so even if we wanted to take him there, we couldn't. He yawned. So we just wait until he wakes up? I think Lamb nodded, but since my vision was slightly blurry, it was hard to tell. Approximately 5 minutes passed. Adam's snoring filled the air along with Derrek's huffs. You said you were friends with my brother, right? Lamb immediately perked up, completely opening his eyes as his posture straightened. I think you said something about meeting him at a party or something like that. I was surprised that I was the one who brought the subject out in the open. Still, Lamb wanted to ask me earlier, so yeah, why not? Yeah, it's just that every single party I went to, I always saw that guy getting wasted and having someone come get him. That's why I recognized you when you first came in on Tuesday. I think I saw you like maybe 10 times in just one semester, all from picking that guy up. I chuckled. How many times have I done that? God, that brings out memories. I specifically remember one time he got his shit beat out by a college student, and I had to go pick his drunk ass home.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
I mean, I wasn't doing anything interesting, but still. He was in the shittiest mood because of it for like a month. Wait, was that on St. Lawrence Boulevard, just by the casino? I think so, yeah. I was there. That night was one to remember. I wish I had gotten there sooner, so I could have seen him get his ass beaten. To help him avoid the conflict, right? Lamb looked at me, giving me a knowing, playful look. I stuck my tongue out in response. I also remember that time specifically since that was the very last party he went to before the accident. So you said he was in Europe on a scholarship? Tell him the truth or expand the lie. Yeah, let's just do that. My brother passed away some time ago. Lamb peeled his eyes just as his eyes darted sideways to avoid my gaze. I need to work on my poker face badly. Sorry. I can get a bit too pushy when I'm meeting some... Don't worry about it. It doesn't bother me that much. He passed away maybe 2 years ago. It's been some time. Still, I'm usually really closed about my private life, so I hope you understand if I don't talk much about it. Especially about him. Of course. I'm so sorry again. Don't be. I saw him looking at the ground, a bit ashamed. I guess it's kind of weird telling someone you met not even a week ago that your brother, who they know, is dead. But if you're really, really sorry, then we could go to that burger place you mentioned earlier. I haven't told you, but I'm a pretty big fan of cheeseburgers. Might as well try to save the conversation. Lamb still looked awkward, guiltily avoiding my gaze. Sorry for ruining the mood. No, don't apologize. It took me by surprise. He cleared his throat. But yeah, let's go to the party tomorrow, and when it gets boring, let's go grab some grub. He gave me a toothy grin. Done. Derrek jumped up and took a deep breath. I had forgotten he was here, to be honest. Maybe after 10 seconds of standing still, Derrek started some stretching exercises after. I think I really overdid it now. No shit, you were going at it for almost 4 hours. With breaks. Not enough of them. Derrek frowned. Still, I think I might need to change our regime if you're all this tired. I mean, if this is our maximum, then we'll have no chance of winning a classification. Classification? Yeah, it's difficult to explain. You follow the NBL? I mean, not actively, but I do know of it. Well, you basically play a ton of matches in official state tourneys, and the top teams are invited to playoffs, where they play single elimination brackets until one team is crowned as the winner of the season. If you are a middle-of-the-pack team like us, then you get invited to another event where you play a round of robin with all the other middle teams to see which one gets into the playoffs. Since there are no rankings since this is a new school year and all, that means two things for us. First of all, the next tourney, aka the Fall Fest tourney, will determine the rankings and seeding for the rest of the year. And so we need to be prepared. Derrek walked over to Adam and gently shook him. When the male tried to ignore him to continue napping, Derrek forced him to his feet. If we manage to finish top 4 in the Fall Fest tourney, we have the entire year free of stress. Adam, who had just started following the conversation, frowned when he realized what the subject was. Well, I think we have absolutely no chance of winning the Fall Fest. Adam winced as he clutched his stomach. Why don't we just take it slightly easier and prepare to win the Winterfest? Derrek tried to intervene, but every time he opened his mouth, Adam started groaning as he kept rubbing his muscles. Can't blame him. I'm with Adam on this one, Dare. He scratched his nape. This regime is not healthy, and frankly, I'd rather die than do today's training again. Derrek raised a brow. Well, you seem to forget that as your Derrek? We're absolutely exhausted. Why don't we put this conversation on hold until we have some rest, okay? Adam limped over to Lam and I, extending us a hand so we could propel ourselves upward. I followed Lam's example and used the strength of Adam's arm to avoid putting pressure on my legs. My poor legs hurt so fucking much. That doesn't change the fact that our condition is humiliating. We need to improve. Derrek, I know you're competitive. I know you want to improve, but look at us. Lucas can't stand. I can't feel my shoulders, and Adam passed out for like 20 minutes. Derrek pouted. Well, I told you to stay in shape over summer breaks. It's your fault for not listening to me. Derrek, Lucas wasn't even on the fucking team. Derrek sighed, a reflective calm gaze on his features. I'll ask Viv. I'm just doing what she asks of me. To be a good leader means to be assertive, Dare. This is the complete opposite of assertive. He made a circle motion with his hands. This is torture. Before anyone else could interject again, the sound of a phone notification rang through the air. It belonged to Lam, who pulled his phone out of his pocket to look at the notification. He frowned. My ride is waiting for me. That's cool. You coming? Adam nodded. We're going to the west gate. It's closer to the freeway. KK, Viv asked me to close the gates, close the gym, so I'm going to the front gate. I'll go with you. My house is in that direction. I'll have a talk with Viv. I agree on some of your points. But then, you and I are having a talk. He pointed to Adam with his finger. Adam glared but shrugged his shoulders. So that means I'll see you two tomorrow. Sure. Adam started walking away without a word. Druggy doggo or cocaine, Derrek? I don't know. I have to go with cocaine. Bye, Lucas. Bye-bye. That Lamb guy is kind of cool. You might have to ask him out later. What was that? Nothing. Bye-bye. I waved back as Lamb caught up to him. Guess it's just us now, huh? Looks like it. I was too tired to try and mirror his smile. God, you look like shit. He let out a chuckle. Tell you what, I'll give you a ride home as an apology for overworking you. Lamb and Adam have no excuse since they had to stay in shape over the break. Ah, but you just joined. So yeah, sorry for overworking you. It's fine, at least it's healthy for me. I let out a dry chuckle that ended up making me stumble a bit, my abs demanding me to let them rest. We got out of the park after maybe 10 minutes of walking. I kept apologizing to Derrek, considering that I was going at a solid mile per hour, but he looked to be having the time of his life, just watching me walk as if I had been rolled by a car. How far away are we from the school? Like, maybe 2 minutes. Good. Well, are you excited for tomorrow? Alright, exhaustion. Well, I can tell you that I'm really excited for tomorrow's party. We usually have a contest within the team to see who can drink more. Lewis is usually the winner. Who was that again? Oh yeah, depressed coyote. Don't worry. Rules are that the winner has to make sure the rest of the now drunk teammates get home safely. Derrek must have confused my fatigue with incredulity. There are times when you have this competition between the school teams. Last year, the fucking dodgeball team won. Oh, remember Nico, the cat who's in our class? Kinda short, a bit mean? I nodded. That guy can't get drunk, I swear on my life. He was drinking so much that he had like 20 bathroom breaks within the contest. He ended up puking all over a cheerleader who coincidentally is the girlfriend of the guy who lends his place. So I don't think we're gonna see him tomorrow. Meaning that we may have a chance to win it all. Derrek continued talking as we finally got inside the school. I don't want to ruin the mood considering he was all smiling and happy, but I felt ready to pass out. God, I'm drenched in sweat. Okay, so would you mind waiting 10 more minutes? My head is too light. I'll be laying over here. I lay down on the bleachers, resting my elbow right by my eyes, covering the sun from my view. Pretty sure Derrek said something, but I was too out of it to understand it. I woke up with a halt, my body completely drenched in sweat while my entire body kept aching from earlier. What? How? Where? I ignored the pain and quickly sat up. What's happening? Derrek must be taking a shower, but it's almost night outside. He couldn't still be showering, could he? Pulled my phone out of my pocket. 6:50 p.m. Dude, I only sleep for 10 minutes? Yeah, I'm going to pull up the sensor. Well, that explains why I still feel like shit. Derrek offered to take me home, right? Yeah, I think he did. I walked to the locker room without giving it much thought. Derrek, are you still here? Derrek? Lucas, is that you? I'm at the back. The sound of falling water combined with the echo of the room made it hard for me to discern what he was saying. Still, I was able to catch at the back. I just want to go home and sleep the pain away. Derrek, are you still... I saw a glimpse of his body as I walked deeper into the room. Then, when I remembered that he was showering. People shower naked. Lucas, come here. I can't hear you properly. I wasn't saying anything. What? Fucking damn it. My tiredness quickly dissipated as I felt the adrenaline rush through me. Okay, this is normal jock behavior. I'm going to have to shower next to them in the future, so this is normal. 100% normal. Oh. There you are. Got impatient. Hi. You okay? I took a nap. Have you been showering for 20 minutes? Hang on. Yeah, Viv gave me a call right after you laid down since she... Derrek kept scrubbing his body as he talked to me. Struggled to understand what he was saying since my mind was having unholy thoughts. Many unholy thoughts. But there was one normal thought that stuck out to me. Why are you wearing underwear? I blurted out, ignoring proper manners. Derrek raised a cocky smile. Why are you looking over there? I wasn't. It's just that the red stands out. That's all. He rolled his eyes. I'm joking. It's just that we're not allowed to be naked in the shower room anymore. Must avoid assumptions. How so? Long story. He looked away, embarrassed. Still, how the coach or the principal know you're naked if the shower room is for students only? Good point. I guess I made a habit out of it. Nothing special. He blushed. Adam is actually the one who doesn't use these things. He stuck his thumb into the tight fabric, tugging it slightly just before letting go. The boxers made a loud sound as they hit the skin. This shit's too tight. Okay, that's all I can handle. I'm going outside. Nah, is little Lucas embarrassed? Bye. I'll wait for you outside. I scrambled out of there as fast as I could. He has a really well-defined body. I need to get a better grip of myself. I readjusted my pants and sat near the exit. After maybe 5 minutes, Derrek came out of the bathroom looking refreshed. Alright, I'm here. Derrek and I made small conversation as he drove me home, completely ignoring the fact that I saw 95% of his body. With my crippling fatigue, it was hard to be entertaining, but Derrek was also understanding and decided to do the talking. And after he dropped me off, I ordered takeout for the twins and I, since I sure as hell wasn't moving another muscle for the day. Oh my god, thank you for the follow. After eating, taking a shower, and doing my homework, I lay down in my bed, where I fell asleep almost instantly, completely and utterly devastated. Day 4 and... oh shit. Well, that's everything for Derrek's route. Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually going to leave off here tonight. Sure you all noticed right now I am not in the right headspace. So, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.